She never imagined that being thrown off a plane would save her life. One moment, she was clutching her tattered bag, praying no one would notice the holes in her shoes. The next, a stranger in an expensive suit was offering her something she thought only existed in fairy tales, a chance. But this wasn't just any stranger. And this wasn't just any chance. What happened next would unravel secrets, test the limits of human kindness, and prove that sometimes the people we least expect become the heroes we desperately need. Nobody on that plane knew what was coming. A twist so unexpected, it would change everything. This is Nemi's story, where African folktales meet real-life lessons that will change how you see the world. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Your support keeps these stories alive. Now, let's begin. Lena stood at gate 47 of JFK Airport, her hands trembling as she clutched the wrinkled confirmation email. The interview at Harrington and Company in Los Angeles was in 18 hours. 18 hours to cross the country, find somewhere to clean up, and somehow convince one of the most prestigious fashion houses in America that a homeless woman deserved a seat at their table. She'd spent 3 months saving every dollar from odd jobs, cleaning offices at dawn, selling handmade jewelry on street corners, collecting bottles for recycling. The bus ticket had taken everything. Now, standing in the bustling terminal with her belongings stuffed into a garbage bag, she felt the weight of every stare. A woman in a pristine white blazer wrinkled her nose as she passed. 2 businessmen whispered, their eyes sliding over Lena's stained jacket and worn sneakers. She touched her belly instinctively, protective. 6 months pregnant and alone. This interview was her last hope. The announcement crackled overhead. Flight 2847 to Los Angeles now boarding. Lena joined the line, head down. The ticket agent's smile vanished when she approached. Ticket, please. Lena handed over her phone. The screen cracked in 3 places. The agent's eyes narrowed. Ma'am, this is a bus ticket confirmation. What? No. Lena's heart plummeted. She frantically scrolled through her emails. There it was. Bus ticket. Departing in 4 hours from Port Authority, not the airport. You need to step aside, ma'am. Please, I just need a minute. Security, the agent called, her voice sharp. Lena felt the world tilting. She'd come to the wrong place. Wasted precious time. The bus would get her there too late for the interview. 3 months of work, 3 months of hope, evaporating in seconds. A security guard approached, his hand resting on his radio. Ma'am, you're causing a disturbance. I'm not. I just made a mistake. I'll leave. Tears burned her eyes as she backed away, clutching her bag. That's when she heard it. Wait. The voice was calm, authoritative. A man in his late 30s stepped forward, tall and composed in a tailored navy suit. His brown hair was neatly styled, and his blue eyes held an unexpected warmth. Is there a problem here? He asked the security guard. Sir, this woman doesn't have a valid ticket. We're handling it. The man turned to Lena. Where are you trying to go? Lena hesitated. Something about his presence made the chaos pause. Los Angeles. I have an interview, but I bought the wrong ticket. What kind of interview? Fashion design. At Harrington and Company. She said it quietly, ashamed of how impossible it sounded coming from someone who looked like her. The man studied her for a long moment. Then he reached into his jacket and pulled out his phone. I'm flying to LA in 20 minutes. Private jet. You're welcome to join me. The terminal seemed to freeze. The security guard frowned. The ticket agent gaped. Lena couldn't breathe. I can't. I don't have money for. No charge. He extended his hand. I'm Ethan. And you are? Lena. Her voice barely worked. Well, Lena, I believe in people who fight for their dreams. Let's make sure you get to that interview. 10 minutes later, Lena found herself walking across the tarmac toward a sleek white jet. She kept waiting for someone to stop her, to tell her this was a mistake. But Ethan walked beside her, unbothered by the stares from airport staff. Inside, the jet was like something from a magazine. Cream leather seats, polished wood accents, soft lighting. Lena sank into a chair, overwhelmed. Ethan settled across from her as the engines hummed to life. So, fashion design. Tell me about your work. Lena's first instinct was to deflect, to hide. But something in his genuine interest made her reach into her bag. She pulled out a worn portfolio, the edges bent and stained. I know it doesn't look like much, but may I? She handed it over, holding her breath. Ethan opened the portfolio carefully. His expression shifted as he studied each sketch, each fabric sample, each handwritten note about design philosophy. Minutes passed in silence. Finally, he looked up. Lena, this is exceptional. Where did you study? I didn't. I learned from books, from watching people, from trying. She paused. I used to have an apartment, a job at a small boutique. Then I got pregnant. My boyfriend. She stopped, the memory still raw. He didn't take it well. I lost the first baby. Lost everything else too. I'm sorry. Ethan's voice was genuine. I've been staying at a shelter, saving every cent for this interview. It's my shot to prove I'm more than my circumstances. Ethan closed the portfolio gently. You already have. The flight passed quickly. Ethan asked about her design process, her inspirations, her dreams. For the first time in months, Lena felt seen. As they began their descent into Los Angeles, Ethan leaned forward. Lena, I need to tell you something. She tensed, waiting for the catch. Harrington and Company. That's my company. I'm Ethan Harrington. Lena's world stopped. The hum of the jet engines faded into white noise as Ethan's words hung in the air between them. You own Harrington and Company? Her hands gripped the armrests, knuckles white. The portfolio suddenly felt like evidence of her audacity. She'd been showing her amateur sketches to one of the most successful entrepreneurs in fashion. Heat flooded her cheeks. Ethan raised a hand gently. Please, don't panic. That's exactly why I didn't tell you earlier. I wanted to see your work without you second-guessing every word. But the interview is still happening. Tomorrow at 10, just like scheduled. He leaned back, his expression sincere. Lena, I'm on the hiring panel, yes. But you'll meet with 3 other designers who don't know about our conversation. They'll evaluate your portfolio on merit alone. I'm telling you this now because I want you to walk in there with confidence, not as someone I gave charity to, but as a candidate who earned her seat. The jet touched down smoothly at a private airfield in Los Angeles. Through the window, Lena saw palm trees silhouetted against the sunset, the city sprawling endlessly beyond. I don't have anywhere to stay, she whispered. I used everything for the bus ticket. Ethan stood, buttoning his jacket. There's a hotel near the office. Consider it part of the interview process. We provide accommodation for out-of-town candidates. You're not special in that regard. But they both knew she was. A black car waited on the tarmac. The driver loaded Lena's garbage bag without a flicker of judgment, and within minutes, they were gliding through Los Angeles traffic. Lena pressed her face to the window, watching the city lights blur past. Somewhere in this massive place, her future waited. The hotel was boutique and elegant, nothing like the shelter beds she'd grown accustomed to. Ethan walked her to the front desk. One more thing, he said, handing her a sleek black card. There's a shop 2 blocks down. Get yourself an interview outfit. Professional, comfortable, authentically you. The card has a reasonable limit. Use your judgment. Ethan, I can't. You can, and you will. Because tomorrow, you're walking into that building as a designer, not as someone's charity case. Understood. Lena nodded, tears threatening again. Good. Someone will pick you up at 9 tomorrow morning. Get some rest, Lena. You've got this. He left before she could find the words to thank him. That evening, Lena stood in the hotel shower for 20 minutes, letting hot water wash away months of struggle. She washed her hair 3 times, scrubbed her skin until it glowed. When she emerged, wrapped in the plush hotel robe, she caught her reflection in the mirror. She barely recognized herself. Beneath the exhaustion and worry, there was still the woman who dreamed of designing clothes that made people feel beautiful. Still the girl who'd sketched dresses in notebook margins during high school. Still her. The next morning, wearing a simple black blazer, crisp white blouse, and tailored gray pants from the boutique, Lena felt transformed. The clothes fit perfectly, professional without being pretentious. She'd kept her own worn boots, polished and clean now, as a reminder of where she'd come from. The car arrived promptly at 9. Harrington and Company occupied a stunning glass building in downtown LA, all modern lines and creative energy. Inside, young designers rushed past with fabric samples and mood boards. The walls displayed photographs of runway shows, celebrity clients, magazine covers. This was the dream. This was everything Lena had worked toward. A receptionist with purple hair and a warm smile greeted her. Lena Martinez? Welcome. The panel is ready for you in conference room B. 3rd floor, to the right. Lena's heart hammered as she rode the elevator. The doors opened to reveal a bright corridor lined with sketches and design awards. At the end, a frosted glass door stood slightly ajar. She knocked. "Come in." 3 people sat behind a long table. Ethan was on the left, his expression professionally neutral. Beside him sat a woman in her 50s with silver hair and sharp, intelligent eyes, Marie Chun, the creative director, according to the nameplate. On the right was a younger man with thick-rimmed glasses and paint-stained fingers, Diego Santos, senior designer. "Ms. Martinez," Marie began, her voice crisp. "Thank you for coming. Please, have a seat." Lena sat, placing her portfolio on the table with steady hands. Diego leaned forward. "We've reviewed your application, but we'd love to see your work firsthand. Walk us through your design philosophy." This was it. Lena opened her portfolio. "Fashion, to me, isn't about trends or status," she began, her voice growing stronger with each word. "It's about identity. About giving people armor for the battles they fight every day, whether that's a job interview, a difficult conversation, or just getting out of bed when life feels impossible." She flipped to a sketch of a jacket, asymmetrical, bold, with hidden pockets and reinforced seams. "This piece is called Resilience. It's designed for someone who needs to carry their whole life with them, but still wants to feel dignified. The pockets are weight distributed. The fabric is weather-resistant, but breathable. It looks elegant, but it's built for survival." Marie's eyebrow arched. "That's unusually specific." "I designed it for myself," Lena said quietly. "When I became homeless." The room fell silent. Ethan's expression didn't change, but his eyes held a flicker of admiration. Diego cleared his throat. "The technical execution here is remarkable. Where did you study?" "I didn't. I learned by doing, by failing, by watching and experimenting." Marie leaned back, studying Lena with new intensity. "Most of our candidates come from Parsons, Fit, Central St. Martin's. You're telling me you're self-taught?" "Yes, ma'am." "Show me more." For the next 40 minutes, Lena presented piece after piece. A maternity line designed for women working physical jobs. A collection inspired by shelter residents she'd met, each outfit telling a story of struggle and strength. Adaptive clothing for people with disabilities. Fashion with purpose, with heart, with soul. When she finished, Marie and Diego exchanged glances. "We'll be in touch within 48 hours, Marie said, standing. "Thank you for your time, Ms. Martinez." Lena shook their hands, her hope and dread balanced on a knife's edge. As she turned to leave, Ethan spoke for the first time. "Ms. Martinez, one question. If you got this position, what would you design first?" Lena didn't hesitate. A line for women rebuilding their lives. Because looking professional shouldn't cost a month's salary. Because dignity shouldn't be a luxury. Because everyone deserves to feel worthy of their dreams. Ethan smiled. "Thank you. That will be all." The call came 36 hours later. Lena was sitting in a small cafe near the hotel, nursing her 3rd cup of coffee and trying to make it last. The money on Ethan's card was gone, spent responsibly on the interview outfit and nothing more. She had $17 left to her name and a bus ticket back to New York departing in 2 days. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Hello. Ms. Martinez, this is Marie Chun from Harrington and Company." Lena's heart stopped. She pressed the phone harder against her ear, barely breathing. "We'd like to offer you the position of junior designer. Starting salary is $75,000 annually, with full benefits and housing assistance for the first 6 months while you establish yourself in Los Angeles." The cafe blurred. Lena gripped the table's edge. "Ms. Martinez? Are you there?" "Yes. Yes, I'm." Her voice cracked. "I accept. Thank you. Thank you so much." "Wonderful. We'll email the paperwork today. Your start date is Monday. Welcome to Harrington and Company." Lena sat frozen long after the call ended, tears streaming down her face. A woman at the next table smiled at her, understanding somehow that these were the good kind of tears. That evening, another call came. This time, from Ethan directly. "Congratulations," he said warmly. "You earned this, Lena. Every bit of it. I don't know how to thank you. Design something extraordinary. That's thanks enough." He paused. "There's one more thing. The housing assistance Marie mentioned. I have a furnished apartment available in Santa Monica. 2 bedrooms, safe neighborhood, close to good hospitals for when the baby comes. It's yours if you want it." "Ethan, I can't keep accepting. You're not accepting charity. You're accepting the resources you need to succeed. There's a difference. Besides, the apartment's been empty for months. You'd actually be helping me. Lena laughed through her tears. You're a terrible liar. Noted. I'll have the keys delivered tomorrow. Oh, and Lena? There's also a car. Nothing fancy, just reliable transportation. Consider it a signing bonus. After they hung up, Lena walked to the hotel window and looked out at Los Angeles. This city of angels had given her wings when she'd forgotten how to fly. Monday morning arrived with golden California sunshine. Lena dressed carefully in one of the outfits she'd designed herself. Simple, elegant, professional. At Harrington and Company, she was assigned a workspace near a window with a drafting table, a new laptop, and shelves waiting to be filled with fabric samples and inspiration. Her colleagues were welcoming, though she caught whispers. The woman who came from nothing. Ethan's project. The homeless girl who got lucky. Let them whisper. Lena put her head down and worked. She poured everything into her designs. She stayed late, arrived early, collaborated enthusiastically. Within 3 weeks, Marichin stopped by her desk with a rare smile. Your maternity workwear line. I showed it to our manufacturing team. They want to move forward with it. Spring collection. Lena's hands shook as she nodded. Really? Really? You have good instincts, Martinez. Keep trusting them. The apartment in Santa Monica became Lena's sanctuary. She painted the nursery a soft yellow, assembled a crib with help from a kind neighbor, and slowly transformed the space into a home. At night, she'd sit by the window, hand on her growing belly, and whisper promises to her daughter. We made it, little one. We're safe now. But safety, Lena would learn, was more fragile than she'd thought. It was a Tuesday evening, 7 weeks into her new job. Lena was leaving the office, heading to her car in the parking garage, when she heard footsteps behind her. Quick. Purposeful. She turned. Kyle. Her ex-boyfriend stood 20 feet away, thinner than she remembered, his eyes hard and bloodshot. Her entire body went cold. Lena. His voice was rough. We need to talk. No, we don't. She fumbled for her keys, heart racing. Stay away from me. That's my kid you're carrying. He stepped closer. You think you can just disappear? Start some fancy new life and cut me out. You hit me, Kyle. You told me to get rid of the first baby. You're not getting near this one. His face twisted. I made mistakes, okay? I was stressed. Things are different now. I have rights. You have nothing. Lena's voice shook but held firm. I have a restraining order from New York. If you come near me again, I'm calling the police. Kyle laughed bitterly. Look at you. Designer job, nice car, playing dress-up in your new life. But you're still the same trash I found sleeping in that shelter. And that baby? She's mine as much as yours. Leave. Now. He stared at her for a long moment, something dangerous flickering in his eyes. Then he turned and walked away, his voice echoing in the concrete garage. This isn't over, Lena. Not even close. Lena sat in her car for 20 minutes, shaking, before she could drive. She called Ethan on the way home. Kyle found me. I don't know how, but he's here in LA. Are you safe? Where are you? Driving home. He threatened me, Ethan. Talked about the baby like she's his property. Listen to me carefully. Go straight home, lock your doors, and I'm sending security to your building tonight. Tomorrow, we're filing for a California restraining order and increasing your building's security protocols. You're not alone in this. That night, with a security guard stationed in her building's lobby, Lena barely slept. Every sound made her jump. Every shadow felt like Kyle lurking, waiting. The next 2 weeks were tense but quiet. The restraining order was filed. Security footage from the parking garage was submitted to police. Lena began parking in different spots, varying her routine, looking over her shoulder constantly. Then, on a Friday evening, as autumn settled over Los Angeles, everything shattered. Lena had just finished grocery shopping, her arms full of bags as she climbed the stairs to her apartment. The elevator was broken again. The super had promised to fix it Monday. She reached her door and froze. It was ajar. Just an inch, but enough. She always locked it. Always. Lena dropped the groceries and ran, but Kyle burst from the apartment before she reached the stairs. He grabbed her arm, yanking her backward. You got me arrested, he screamed. Restraining order? Security guards? You think you're so much better than me now. Let go. Lena struggled, but Kyle's grip was iron. That baby is mine. Mine. And if I can't have her, neither can you. He shoved Lena hard. She stumbled, her pregnant belly hitting the stair railing. Pain exploded through her abdomen, sharp and terrifying. "No," she gasped. Kyle's face went pale as he realized what he'd done. Lena collapsed to her knees, clutching her stomach as warm liquid soaked through her clothes. "Oh God," Kyle whispered, backing away. "I didn't mean." A neighbor's door flew open. Someone was shouting, calling 911. Lena's vision blurred as the pain intensified, wave after wave. Through the chaos, she heard sirens. Felt hands lifting her gently. Heard Ethan's voice, desperate and close. "Hold on, Lena. Please, hold on. You're going to be okay. Both of you." But as the ambulance rushed through Los Angeles traffic, Lena wasn't sure she believed him. The hospital lights were blinding. Lena heard voices, doctors shouting instructions, machines beeping urgently, Ethan somewhere close saying her name over and over. The pain was everywhere, consuming, relentless. "We need to deliver now," a doctor said. "She's only 33 weeks, but we can't wait." "Save her," Lena whispered, barely conscious. "Save my baby. We're saving both of you," the doctor promised. Then everything went dark. When Lena woke, the room was quiet except for the steady beep of monitors. Soft afternoon light filtered through blinds. Her hand instinctively went to her belly, flat now, empty. Panic seized her. "She's okay." Ethan sat beside her bed, his suit jacket gone, his shirt wrinkled, exhaustion etched into his face. "Your daughter is okay. For pounds, 2 ounces. She's in the NICU, but she's breathing on her own. She's a fighter, just like her mother." Lena's tears came in waves. "I want to see her. Soon. The doctors want you stable first. You lost a lot of blood, Lena. You scared us." "Kyle. In custody. Assault charges, violating the restraining order. He's not getting out anytime soon." A nurse entered, checking Lena's vitals with practiced efficiency. "You're doing much better, honey. We'll get you to the NICU in a few hours. Your little girl is waiting for you." Those hours felt like days. But finally, a wheelchair came, and Ethan pushed Lena through sterile corridors to the neonatal intensive care unit. Inside, amid rows of incubators and tiny babies connected to wires and tubes, a nurse led them to a corner spot. There she was. So small. So perfect. Dark hair, tiny fists, eyes closed in sleep. A name card on the incubator read, "Baby Girl Martinez." "I'm calling her Aria," Lena whispered. "It means air, melody, life." "It's beautiful," Ethan said softly. Lena reached through the incubator's openings, touching Aria's impossibly small hand. Tiny fingers wrapped around her thumb instinctively, and Lena's heart broke and healed simultaneously. "Hello, my love," she whispered. "Mama's here. I'm right here." The next 2 weeks blurred together. Lena recovered while spending every possible moment in the NICU. Ethan visited daily, bringing food, books, encouragement. Marichin sent flowers and a card signed by the entire design team. Even Diego stopped by once, awkward but sincere. Aria grew stronger. 5 pounds, then 5.5. Breathing easier, eating better, fighting her way toward health. On a Wednesday morning, doctors cleared Aria for discharge. Lena dressed her daughter in a tiny yellow onesie she'd sewn herself during late NICU nights, her hands shaking with joy and terror. "Ready to go home, sweetheart?" Ethan had transformed the apartment. A baby monitor system, additional locks, security cameras. The nursery was fully stocked, diapers, bottles, clothes in every size, a rocking chair by the window. "Ethan, this is too much." "It's exactly enough," he said firmly. "You focus on Aria. Everything else is handled." That first night home, Lena barely slept. Every sound made her check the monitors, tiptoe to the nursery, watch Aria breathe. The fear of Kyle returning haunted her, even though Ethan assured her he was locked away awaiting trial. But fear, Lena discovered, sometimes knows things reason doesn't. It happened on a Saturday afternoon, 3 weeks after coming home. Lena had finally relaxed enough to take a shower while Aria napped. The baby monitor sat on the bathroom counter, video feed showing Aria sleeping peacefully in her crib. Lena was drying her hair when the monitor went dark. "What?" She rushed out, towel wrapped hastily around her. The nursery door stood open. The crib was empty. No, 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 no. Lena ran through the apartment, screaming Aria's name. Every room empty. The front door unlocked, hanging open. Her phone. She grabbed it with shaking hands, dialing 911. My baby, someone took my baby. The police arrived within minutes. Then Ethan, his face ashen. Security footage showed two men entering the building through the service entrance, the one area without cameras. They'd bypassed the lock somehow, moved quickly, professionally. This wasn't random, Detective Morrison said grimly. This was planned. Lena's phone buzzed. Unknown number. Text message. We have the baby. $10 million in 48 hours, or you never see her again. Tell the police, and she dies. Further instructions coming. The phone slipped from Lena's hands. Ethan caught it, read the message, his jaw clenching. Kyle, he said quietly. He arranged this from jail. Detective Morrison moved fast. We're tracing the number. Don't respond yet. Let us handle this. But another message came an hour later. Check your email. The video made Lena vomit. Arya, crying in some dark room, alone on a blanket. Healthy but terrified. The timestamp showed it was recorded 20 minutes ago. $10 million, Lena whispered. I don't have. I do, Ethan said immediately. We're getting her back. The next 48 hours were hell. The kidnappers sent instructions, wire transfers to offshore accounts, no police involvement, no tricks. Behind the scenes, law enforcement tracked digital footprints, analyzed the video's background, monitored Kyle's jail communications. A break came from an unexpected source. One of Kyle's cellmates, facing his own charges, turned informant. Kyle had bragged about the plan, his cousin and a friend executing the kidnapping, splitting the ransom 3 ways. We have names, Detective Morrison told them. Marcus Bennett and Ray Sutton. Low-level criminals, but dangerous. We've located a possible hideout in Riverside. How long until you move? Ethan demanded. SWAT team is assembling now. 2 hours, maybe 3. That's too long, Lena said, standing. Every second she's with them. Ms. Martinez, you need to let us handle this. But Ethan's phone rang. Private number. He answered on speaker. Mr. Harrington? The voice was male, young, nervous. This is Ray Sutton. I need to turn myself in. And bring the baby back. Everyone froze. Marcus got spooked. Ray continued quickly. He wants to hurt her, send a message. But I can't. I got kids myself, man. This ain't right. Tell me where to meet the cops. I'll bring her safe. 30 minutes later, at a gas station off the I-10, police surrounded a beat-up Honda Civic. Ray Sutton stepped out slowly, hands raised, then opened the back door. Arya sat in a car seat, crying but unharmed. Lena ran before anyone could stop her. She pulled Arya from the seat, holding her daughter against her chest, sobbing into that soft baby hair. I've got you. Mama's got you. You're safe now, my love. You're safe. Marcus Bennett was arrested 3 hours later trying to cross into Mexico. Kyle received additional federal charges, conspiracy to kidnap, extortion. His sentence went from years to decades. The trial came and went. Justice, cold and final. But life, Lena discovered, had more surprises in store. 6 months after Arya's rescue, Ethan appeared at Lena's apartment on a Sunday morning. She opened the door holding Arya, now plump and happy, babbling contentedly. Can we talk? Ethan asked. They sat in the living room, Arya playing with blocks on a blanket between them. These past months, Ethan began, watching you rebuild, seeing your strength, getting to know Arya. I've realized something. He paused, choosing words carefully. I'm in love with you, Lena. Not because I saved you, but because of who you are. Your courage, your talent, your heart. You've changed my life as much as I hopefully changed yours. Lena's breath caught. I'm not asking for an answer now, he continued. I know you've been through trauma. That trust is hard. But I want you to know, both of you, that I'm here. For as long as you'll have me. Lena looked at Arya, then at Ethan. This man who'd given her a chance when the world looked away. Who'd protected her, believed in her, loved her daughter like his own. Move in with us, she said quietly. Let's see where this goes. Ethan's smile was sunlight breaking through clouds. Nearly a year later, in the Harrington and Company design studio transformed with flowers and fairy lights, Ethan knelt before Lena during her launch party for the Resilience collection, the line for women rebuilding their lives, now a bestseller. Lena Martinez, he said, loud enough for everyone to hear. You taught me that strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time. Will you marry me? Arya, toddling now, clapped her hands and shouted, yes. Everyone laughed. Lena cried. And through her tears, she said the word that felt like coming home. Yes. The wedding was small, intimate, perfect. Marie Chun stood as Lena's maid of honor. Aria was flower girl, spreading petals with chaotic joy. And when Ethan and Lena kissed as husband and wife, the room erupted in applause. That night, holding Ethan's hand while Aria slept peacefully in the next room, Lena thought about that day at the airport. About being thrown off a plane, metaphorically speaking, cast aside by life, by circumstance, by cruelty. But she'd landed in the arms of grace. Sometimes the moments when we feel most rejected become the doorways to our greatest blessings. Lena's story teaches us that rock bottom can be a foundation, not a grave. When someone extends kindness, they don't just change a moment, they change a life. And when we refuse to let our circumstances define us, when we fight for our dreams even when the world says we're not worthy, we discover something profound. We were never homeless, hopeless, or worthless. We were simply waiting for the right moment to rise. Your past doesn't write your future. Your courage does. If Lena's journey moved you, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Nemi's story and turn on notifications. We share powerful stories like this every week that will challenge how you see the world. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that miracles still happen, that kindness still exists, that second chances are real. Drop a comment telling us what part of Lena's story touched your heart most. Your support keeps these stories alive. Until next time, remember, you are stronger than your struggles, braver than your fears, and worthy of every dream you dare to chase.